I'm Mike.
And I'm Adam.
And this is Stuff and Waffle. Two friends talking about stuff, and often as not, waffling with frequent reference to Bond cars. I'd like to just pick up on something we talked about last time.
Ooh, bit of housekeeping.
Love it. Bit of housekeeping. Yeah, bit of housekeeping up front here. We mentioned last time, or you mentioned last time, that you'd seen an advert for Toyota's self-charging hybrid.
Yes.
And it got us a bit cross. And we were surprised because we thought that they'd been given a little bit of a slap for that and weren't allowed to run those adverts anymore. Well, I thought I'd have just a quick refresher on this because it was a little while ago that it all kicked off.
Yeah.
So I had a look back, and they were indeed investigated by advertising standards, and the complaints against them were upheld, but not against the phrase self-charging hybrid. What they were saying something different originally.
Right.
They were, when they first ran the adverts, they were referring to a self-charging EV.
Oh, that's definitely bad.
That's definitely bad, and that's what the complaint was upheld against. They looked at it and they determined that the term EV globally is used to describe a pure electric vehicle with no piston engine.
Yeah.
And to refer to a hybrid as an EV is misleading, inaccurate, and is misdescribing the features of the product they're advertising.
Yes, quite.
So it's
wrong.
Self-charging EV is what they were slapped over and what they're not allowed to say. Self-charging hybrid is close to the wind. But it was deemed that is a more accurate description than self-charging EV.
Yeah, it is, but
yeah,
oh, my goodness.
So they're allowed to say self-charging hybrid.
Yeah.
They're not allowed to say self-charging EV. So although we, I certainly stand by what we said last time. I do not like the phrase. I think it's misleading. But it's better than self-charging EV, which is
that's ridiculous.
That is blatantly, it's just wrong. It's just a lie.
It's definitely a nonsense alert right there.
Yes. So they were trying to sell a hybrid as an EV that can charge itself, and you can sort of see what they were doing, but it's got a petrol engine in it. It's not an EV. Whichever way you slice it, that is wrong.
Yes.
So it was that the advertising standards did them for, and it's that they're not allowed to say. So as I say, with the hybrid thing, I think it's close to the wind. I mean, technically, yes, the car has an onboard generator that can be used to charge the drive battery.
Yeah.
And yes, the car's propulsion always comes from the battery, but you have to fuel the petrol engine. It doesn't. It charges the batteries itself, but you have to pour dinosaur juice in the other end. So,
it's whatever way you cut it, it's not right. It's not. Piss off.
It's not. But I thought it was just worth clarifying that they are indeed able to run the self-charging hybrid adverts. They were allowed to get away with that. What they're not allowed to say is self-charging EV.
Okay, that's fine. It's a case of, I'd imagine they'll just keep that going for as long as they can before that becomes unacceptable. Because, I mean, the way that the car market's going for your average everyday user, they're going to become more and more clued up about electrics, hybrids, all of that caper.
I hope so. I'm sure they sold some on the back of the lies that are in those adverts, but I think so. And of course, at the end of the day, hybrids are being banned along with petrol and diesel. so
Yeah.
they will go away. But trying to claim that a hybrid is an EV with a self-charging unit is stretching things a bit too far.
Yeah, the marketing man was chancing his arm there. My goodness me.
He was, and the complaints against that, of which there were many,
I'd
um,
imagine so.
were upheld.
Yes.
Toyota were given a slap for that.
So,
So there we
okay.
go.
Well, as you've got a bit of Toyota for us there,
Mm,
they've had a telling off,
they have.
which is fine, and we'll have to live with the self-charging hybrid for the moment.
Sadly, yeah.
But it's all right. We can spread the word. It's fine.
Oh, I do.
However, um, to praise them, as we've been lumping a fair bit of praise on them of late.
That is the only negative story we've done about them, and rightly so. They were
Yeah,
wrong about that,
yeah,
but
that was utter bollocks.
it was
But we're going to lump some praise right back on them.
fair enough.
Because this came out. Well, no, I don't think it was this week. I think it was end of last week. You can now buy, or soon be able to buy, the Supra with a manual gearbox.
Oh, that's what it needs.
That's what you need.
Yes, that's what you need. Very
Ju-
good.
Just, I know it's a BMW, but they keep it looks better than the BMW, and they just keep adding features to it that are better than the BMW features.
Yes,
Um,
they're building on the platform, is what's happening there.
that's what's happening.
Yeah.
I can't say I've ever been in one. I did have a chat randomly with a guy in a supermarket car park who had one.
Okay.
I couldn't help myself.
Yeah.
He was
You had
parked
to have
next
a
to me.
look.
We arrived back at our cars at the same time, and I had a brief exchange with him. And I tried not to be a dick and say,
Mm.
"How's your BMW?"
Yeah.
But he was very keen to have a chat about it, and we went through all the few bits and bobs on it. And I said, let's address the elephant in the room. I said, does it feel like a BMW? He said, not really. He said, he'd had a BMW. He said, the one thing I like about it is the infotainment thing. He said, I'm glad they borrowed the iDrive type thing. I went, yeah, that works quite well. He said, but the rest of it, he said, it just feels like a good car.
Oh, excellent.
So he was lumping on
Excellent.
the praise, but yeah,
That's very good.
now it's got a stick that you need to waggle.
It's got a Manuel.
Mm.
Well, that's what it always should have had. That's excellent.
Yeah, so we'll have a bit of that.
Well done, Toyota, for that one. Yes.
Straight six action with a manual gearbox. Yes, please.
Manual gearbox. Yeah, and BMW software. So
Yeah, that's
yes,
fine. So you can put your
very
banging
good.
tunes on with your iDrive waggly knob thing.
With your turny knob thing that
Yeah,
they
yeah,
give you. Yes, very good. Very
yeah.
good.
That's good. But I mean, they must be commended for having the knob still, not on a bloody touchscreen.
That's true. That's true. Yes, you do still operate it from the dial, don't you?
You
Yeah.
do, and if you look in the cabin of or a Supra or a BMW Z4, actually, there are many buttons, actual buttons.
You see, that's what you want as well.
Yep. So
Yes.
yeah, that's a good one. So yeah, more praise. So we've had what have we had? We've had a GR86 at a good price that all sold out.
Yeah.
We praised them for the Corolla, and then they went, "You're not having it."
We praised and criticized at the same time there.
No,
Yes.
still holding out for it.
Yes.
And what else did we have? Oh, and this one, yeah, that was it, wasn't it?
And that one, and they've had a kick in for the self-charging
Yeah,
EV.
that was
So
it. Yeah, we
that's
had a
fair dues on all fronts there, I
That's
think.
it.
Yes.
3-1. It's fine in
Yeah.
favor of Toyota. So, I believe there will be. I think I skimmed the article on this Supra, and I think the GR one will be available with manual.
Mm,
And
nice.
good heavens, that'll be the one, won't it?
Nice. It will.
Mm.
It really will. Yeah, that'll tick many boxes.
Yes. Yeah, we'll have a bit of that.
Yeah, I like that. That's good.
Mm.
Yeah, that's good. I wonder how much longer cars like that will be able to exist, but It's
Mm,
nice that they've done that one. Yeah.
yeah, it's not going to be long, but I think we said last time actually when we were saying, "Oh, how long can this sort of thing last?" And we go, "Well, we concluded that Toyota have got enough brand diversity to be able to offset these ones as their last hurrahs."
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, they're big enough, aren't they, that they can do that.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah, they're selling some utter tedious toss to everyone else.
They are. Yeah. So they can do a few of these.
Yeah,
Yes, that's fine.
that's it. So, but I mean, the tedious toss will be bulletproof.
Oh, it will. It'll go on and on. I mean, they're not gonna die with the ban of petrol and diesel, obviously. They're gonna be going for a long time.
Oh yeah, they'll soldier on. But yeah, no, yeah, fair play to them. That's three in favour for Toyota and only one in the against column, so that's fine.
Very good. Happy
Very
with
good.
that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we'll take that. What have you got next for us?
Whilst we're on the subject of sporty little numbers that we rather like, um, and just recently we were talking about the death of the Ford Mondeo.
Yeah.
I noticed last week that the three-door Fiesta ST has come to an end, or is coming to an end.
Oh, that's not just a Ford thing, is it? You're going
No,
to struggle to buy a three-door hot hatch.
three-door. Yeah, the Golf GTI now is five-door only. Yeah, it's becoming a rarer thing. They are going to continue the ST, but only in one trim level, and it will be a five-door.
Mm.
And my word, they've bumped the price up a bit.
Oh dear.
Um, the ST normally is around about 19,000.
Hmm.
This final version, if you like, um, 26 and a half.
Bloody hell.
Yeah, for a five-door Fiesta ST.
As we discussed, pop another 3 grand on that, and you get yourself a GR86.
Well, there you go. You see, they're pricing that right out of its sector, right out of its bracket there.
Yeah,
Um,
but I mean, yeah, because that is, I mean, without stereotyping too much, but your average ST driver won't be affording that because they'll have
no,
spent
they
all their
won't.
money on vape juice.
They won't. Easy. No, that is way, way too expensive for a Fiesta.
Yeah, I
Um,
don't really get that. I know you can probably sort of argue that, oh, maybe the German brands might be charging that for their hot hatches, but it's a Ford.
it's a Ford. It should not be that sort of. You should not be over 26 grand for a fast Ford.
It's a bit
That's
tricky.
the whole point, is that they're affordable. That's what they've always done all the way back.
Is this
Um,
a last hurrah for the current generation of
the
Fiesta?
Mark
Oh
8,
gosh,
yes, I
8, yeah.
believe so.
Right.
Yeah, yeah.
Excellent
Um,
remembering of numbers there. I was struggling.
Very good.
Mm.
I did a little bit of research, I will admit.
Memory
Got
whispers.
got some facts and figures in front of me. So yeah, this will be the probably the final model. I don't think they've actually said that yet, but it's anticipated, given that this is just one trim level,
Yep.
very expensive. It's probably going to be a sort of exclusive run out model.
Yeah,
Um,
that's fair
and
enough.
that'll be that, which is a great shame because it's another car that we really like.
It is. I mean, are they saying that's it totally? They're saying there won't
Well,
be an ST for the next generation?
they haven't said. They have said it's the end of the three door.
Mm.
And the fact that the next model now is just going to be this one trim level,
Mhm.
they haven't said, but people are sort of assuming
Yep.
that that is the case.
Okay.
But they haven't said yet. Um,
That would be a shame.
it would. What would make absolute sense is for them to be developing an electric Fiesta. Um, but Ford are a bit behind the curve when it comes to electric, so we'll have to see.
I don't know what you mean. Um,
I
uh,
think you do.
yeah, I think it's just. No, I know what you mean. Oh my goodness me. I mean, I totally understand that there should be an electric Fiesta. It's one of those things. It's the perfect size car for
Yeah.
that sort of caper for your sort of short local journeys,
Mm.
and as well being electric, you could have a hot one as well.
You really could have a hot one, yeah, because the performance you could get from that would be they would tear your face off.
Oh yeah,
Um, it
oh
would be the ST for the next generation, but yeah, no sign of that yet.
yeah. No, I suppose
But
that'll take a while because if there is a new Fiesta on the horizon, we'll have to go through the more standard editions first, won't we?
mm, well, yeah, absolutely. But yeah, no word on that yet.
Okay.
But the three door is no more. Um,
Mm,
so yeah,
I fear that's fairly similar across the board now.
yeah, it
I
is
think that's
unfortunately.
probably it's not limited to the hot versions of hatchbacks. It's probably just across the range now, I'd say.
I think so. The three-door car just seems to have gone completely out, doesn't it?
Mm.
I don't know why, because they've always been popular. Uh,
Oh,
but
everyone's about practicality, aren't they?
well, it's about practicality, and of course, it's cheaper to manufacture because you only got one body shell.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, if
So,
everyone's steering towards 5 doors and go, oh, I must be able to get the kids in. It's like, oh yeah, heaven
mm.
forbid, you should fold the seat forward. Crying out loud. I think my childhood, I think, well, actually, excluding dad's company cars, all of the cars that were actually owned by the family until I left home were all 3 doors.
Yes, my dad always favoured a three-door. It wasn't until the glorious Mark V Escort came along, um,
Did
where there was.
anyone describe the Mark V Escort as glorious?
I use the term ironically.
Oh, sorry.
Um,
Yeah, you did.
yes, yeah, I did. Where there was no three-door version of the estate, yeah, his were all three doors. The Mark III Escort estate he had was a three-door. I think that was the last. Did the three-door estate go into the Mark IV? It may have done.
Oh,
But
God.
the five was not available as a three-door
Oh,
estate.
definitely not.
So
No,
no.
no, that's yeah, that's right. Because yeah, I'm just trying to think back, but no, yeah, like I said, aside from Dad's company cars, which he didn't
Yeah.
really have a huge amount of say in,
No.
but sometimes he did. Hence some of the more wild choices. But yes, the family-owned ones were
But
varying
three-door.
Volvos, 340s, or Nissan Micras, or
Oh, nice.
what else do we have? We had the Astrovan. That was obviously only 2 doors, but
Obviously,
some
yes.
weird backseat arrangement. Yes, and oh yeah, they had Nissan Micros for ages as well. Mum
Well,
loved.
they were all three-door, weren't they? The Micras to begin with.
Yeah, I would have assumed so.
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, I think it was. Think I think as the K10 Micro went on, they gave it some extra doors, but the
Hmm.
ones we had didn't have them.
No.
So there we
Yeah,
go.
the three-door car seems to be disappearing.
That's a shame. So we're
Yeah.
just gonna have to go out and buy GR Yaris then.
Looks very much like it. Yeah.
Oh, that's a shame, isn't it?
Just buy a GR Yaris. There you go.
So there we go. That's more really focused consumer advice there.
I see what you did there.
Oh, you like that?
You still get a three-door Focus,
Of course you
Mark
can.
One Focus, couldn't you?
Yeah,
Loads of those around. Saw one today, in fact.
Oh, nice.
Oh, dirty.
Mm. Yeah, it's a rare treat these days, actually. They're not as.
Mm.
I mean,
Mm.
yeah, you do see
I've
them. They're not
started to tune into it. It's a surprising how many Mark One Focuses are still around.
Oh, really? Do you think they just blend in?
Yeah, I think they do. If you actually start looking for them, I'm seeing 3 or 4 every time I go out.
Oh.
They are around. I mean, they won't die. That's the thing.
No, they're fairly sturdy. I mean, the only thing that's going to kill them off is rust if it's going to go, isn't it? Really?
Yeah, it is. But the really rough looking ones I've noticed are starting to disappear. The ones that are left now are quite tidy examples.
Mm.
Um, ones that people are obviously looking after. But yeah, you'd be surprised how many are still around.
Yes. Are we claiming responsibility for that now, do you think?
Of course we are.
Yeah, okay, good,
Oh,
good.
absolutely.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah,
this is, yeah, we're running a whole campaign here. We're changing the direction of used car buying.
brilliant. No, that's good. I'm
Oh, yeah.
glad it's us doing it. Right. I tell you what, I'm gonna chuck us back towards Japan with more disappointment.
Mm.
Um, I know we're a bit late to the party on this one, but it came up in conversation the other day, and I realised I hadn't had a rant about it on here. Um, when Nissan announced the new Z,
Oh, yeah.
what a wonderful looking thing,
Mm.
beautifully proportioned, all of the power. They said I think 400 horsepower from a twin turbo V6,
Yeah.
manual gearbox, classic lines, lovely,
Mm. It is. It's an incredible
absolutely
looking thing.
lovely.
Yeah, yeah.
Can't have
All the
it.
styling cues from the
Oh,
70s.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, you've got your hints of your sort of 240 Zs in
Yeah.
there, but yeah,
Yeah.
you can't have it.
Huh.
No, American market.
Oh, come on. Yeah, but they don't buy stuff like that.
I mean, I know a Z is. I mean, I wouldn't go as
Ugh.
far as say popular over there, but they certainly got on board with it. But we did too.
Yeah, we did. We did.
And I just,
Why can't we have it? That's ridiculous.
I love it. Love the looks of it.
Yeah, we're gonna have to import one, aren't you?
Yeah, we could import. I mean, we've got a foot in the door. We got someone in Japan.
Ah, well, there you go then.
Yeah, well, that could be the next business, couldn't it? Importing all the filth that we're not allowed.
Oh, yeah, that'd be a winner.
Yeah, yeah. That's good because we got all the funds to do that, so that's fine.
Yeah, we're very well-funded individuals, yeah.
Mind you, I suppose you only need to fund the first one, really, don't you?
Yeah, once you've got your first victim, I'm carefully selected client, then you're away then, yeah.
Yeah, you're laughing. You're laughing. But
Yeah,
yeah,
and you need to bankroll the first one. Yeah,
but that is disappointing. I'm really disappointed about that.
that is disappointing. We've had a bit of this lately, haven't we? Of some tasty stuff that's not coming here.
Just, absolutely love the look of it, and
Mm,
combine that with them going, well, that's got lots and lots of power in a very small package. You go, that's wonderful.
yeah.
Yeah, we'll have a bit of that, but no, you won't.
No, you can't.
Uh,
No.
no, that's yeah. So a bit like the Corolla
Oh.
the other day. We praise Nissan and then immediately take it away.
Take it away, because you're not bringing it here, you idiots.
No, no. The closest I've got is popping one on the track on Gran Turismo.
Yeah, well, you can look at pictures of it, I suppose. Yeah.
I fear that's the closest we're going to get in the short term.
Bum. Yes.
Um, yeah. So that was a little bit of disappointment for us. I'd like to bring it back to a car that I'm actually undecided on, which is a worry.
Oh, well, let me see if I can help you out here.
It's one that we touched on. It was I can't remember how many episodes ago because I read a rumor that day that we were recording that there could well be a 992 Sport Classic on the horizon.
Mm.
And it turns out it was correct. The rumors were true, and it was announced just over a week ago from us recording this.
Okay.
And I'm undecided about it.
You undecided about Porsche. This has never happened before.
No, no, I should be gushing over a 911, but I really am. I don't know on this one.
What's your problem then? What's your problem with it?
My problem is I should be excited, but I'm not.
Oh, okay. So it's not a specific thing about it that you're objecting to.
Um, I think my biggest issue with it, if I had to pin it down, is I'm just some of the styling cues do bother me on it.
Okay.
Because they've gone for this type. Do you remember the 997 Sport Classic,
Hmm.
which was really nicely done? I thought it was sort of quite tasteful, quite elegant, nice little styling tweaks here and there. But I
Hmm.
feel this one may be a little over the top.
Ah, yeah.
This one's the good bits being rear-wheel drive, manual, um, proper turbo engine as well, not the one out of the base model, the kind of Turbo S end of things.
Okay.
So it's basically this sports classic is going to give you sort of I think they said 550 horsepower. But
Enough?
I mean it's certainly ample. Um,
Mm.
but I think I would have preferred the tamer take on it like they did with the 997.
You think
Which
they've gone a bit too far?
yeah, well, because the 997 one was it sort of built on the gloriousness of the Carrera S. Always
Right.
being the sweet spot of going, right, well, it's the entry level, just up a little bit, so it's got a bit more oomph, the slightly bigger engine, and then they went with the Sport Classic, where they went, "Oh, let's give it some of the retro styling tweaks," and that's another thing. The retro styling tweaks on this one don't sit as well on the 992, I don't think.
Right.
Like,
Yeah.
yeah, the ducktail spoiler looks a bit too small on it because the rear haunches are massive.
Yes.
I don't like the front bumper on this one. It
Right.
doesn't follow the
Yeah.
retro goodness, I don't think.
Yeah. They've
Mm.
not quite got it right.
No, I mean, it's probably already sold out, and I'm talking utter drivel, but
Yeah, well,
it's
yeah.
yeah, it's one of those ones where you sort of go, well, the original Sport Classic is the one where you'd quite happily part with the left bollock to have it. This one, no, I'm retaining that, thank you.
Very
Mm,
good. Yeah, well, it's a bit yeah, like you say, it's not quite on the money, is it?
mm, yeah, I'm a bit sort of, I mean, ambivalent, I think is the way forward on
Bit meh
it.
about that.
A little bit,
Yeah.
a little bit. Well,
It's a shame.
I feel
It's a
like that
shame.
exercise in generating funds rather than pleasing the fans.
Well, yeah, you do get that though, don't you, from time to time?
Yeah, so that's a bugger. I'll tell you what, then we'll just look forward to the Safari 911. I'll get more excited about that.
Yes, even I might get excited about that.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to that. That
Yes.
reviews seem entirely genuine about that. All the spy shots.
Yeah.
Um, I'm just interested to see what the sort of final styling is going to be like on it.
Yeah, again, they could get that quite badly wrong, but hopefully they won't.
Hopefully, they won't. They'll have put all the crap bits on this one, and then they'll go right. We'll get the Safari bang on.
Yeah,
So,
this is the real one.
yeah,
Yes.
I don't know when that's. Well, I don't even know if they've said when it's due. I don't even know if they've actually confirmed it's happening. But yeah,
No, I don't know.
but I mean, it is. But they're just not confirming it because they think we're all stupid.
Yeah.
Mm.
Well, there you go.
Yeah, that's dealt with that. So we've ticked Porsche off. So I got happy about something with Japan, then got arsy about it, and now I've slagged off a new 911.
You have. I never thought we'd see the day.
Honestly, I don't. What has happened here?
Oh, it's all it's a don't know, don't know. It's all
Oh,
gone wrong.
it has gone wrong. I'll tell you what. Then shall we? Let's tackle our next one here. Should we go? We had an outing, didn't we?
We did, didn't we? We were released into the community, and we went a distance. Yeah,
We did, and it was all car related as well.
very much so. Yes,
Yeah, so we went to Haynes Motor Museum, not just for uh, a traipse around the museum, but it was the breakfast club in the morning as well,
it was. Yes.
which was where I was in my element.
Yeah, well, there was something of a Japanese theme to it.
Yes, that was definitely the theme, and yeah, there was just pornography in the special Japanese bit of the car park, wasn't there?
Oh, it was. All the treats there. Yes.
Even you were mildly interested there.
There was a few there that because I'm not as into the Japanese thing as you are, but yeah, there was some tasty treats there.
Yeah, we had a lot of treats there.
Yes.
We had all sorts. So we had, well, I suppose highlights. We had skylines from various generations.
We had all three, didn't we, at one point?
Yeah, they're all through. We had R32, 33, 34. We had
34. Yeah.
The oh god, what we had the one that was the one that's actually badged Skyline. The R. I always get this muddled up. Was it actually the R35 or was that moniker saved for the GTR?
Oh, I don't know.
Oh, it's complicated because
It is.
they did basically did the kind of lesser Skyline, um,
Yeah.
also there, which I don't think I've ever seen one in this country, actually, ever. Um, but which was nice to see. We had what did we? Oh, we had S15 Sylvia, S14 Sylvia,
Hmm.
photography, various Type R's, be them Civics
Yes.
or Integras of
Yes.
all
For
and mid.
all generations. Yeah.
Yeah. And then probably the most alluring and buried in the corner car,
Ah,
the unicorn among Subaru Imprezas,
yeah.
uh, 22B,
Right in the corner.
right in the corner. And it's it's still difficult to comprehend. Do you think that could fetch sort of up to £250,000 for an
Yeah,
Impreza?
you were saying that. I had no idea they were going for that sort of money now.
That's big money.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, I mean, I know they're sought after, but I mean, and I know values have gone through the roof, but that there's going through the roof, and then there's that.
Yeah, that is exciting. I saw you talking to the guy who was with that car.
Mm.
Um, and had he had it a long time? And had he paid that sort of money for it? Did he indicate?
No, it wasn't his actually.
Oh, okay.
No, it was. We both were around the back of the car and having a bit of
Mm.
a natter, and he said it. The guy said, "Oh, I should have known what it was before I went round the back and looked at the badge on it." But he said
Ah,
we were both discussing we'd never actually seen one, and
right.
the prices are beyond crazy.
Oh, ludicrous. Yeah,
Uh, yes, I mean, and it is a wonderful thing. That slightly wider body, and think it's got the 2.2 engine. It's
yeah,
just wonderful, wonderful thing, and that was super clean and super original as well.
yeah. It was
Not
tidy.
Yeah, that had not been poked or prodded. It, I did get a bit intimate. I was I had my head
Ugh.
underneath a bit, and it was spotless. Not even
Really?
not even muck from the road.
Wow.
Absolutely nothing.
How did he get there? Because it was a rainy day.
I don't know. Look, I mean, if it was either really dry when he arrived, or he'd been and had a little scrub, because that was ridiculous.
Ah,
You'd have a look.
yeah.
Wheel arch, the inner wheel arches were pristine. You go, oh my god,
Wow.
done this? Because I mean, any Subaru from that era, particularly an Impreza, you're gonna have to be mindful of a bit of bubbly rust if
Yes.
it's a fact of life.
Yeah, absolutely. But none on that one.
No, and on the face of it, I did try and look the car up, but there wasn't a huge amount of information.
Right.
But it did appear to be one of the UK cars,
Oh, okay.
uh,
Right.
which, oh god, I want to get my numbers right. I'm going to look this up, but while I'm searching, I'm going to go from my brain box and say I oh, think there were only about 15 sent to the UK to be registered, and I think they were done through ProDrive.
Right. Okay. Yeah, that
Um,
would make sense.
yeah, and I think I had to do it slightly differently in the sense of, well, we have to let's sort of do it like an SVA ish. It was complicated because it was such low volume.
Yeah.
But yeah, let's have a look. Right, I found 16 for the UK market.
Oh, wow. That's not very many.
Yep, yep, that's really not a lot.
No. Excellent.
Apparently,
Very rare.
400 uh, Japanese units. They sold out in about half an hour, according to these reports.
Right.
But yeah, they're saying that 24, in addition to the 400 for the Japanese market, 24 were produced for export. 16,
Right.
16 for the UK, 5 for Australia, and 3 prototypes.
So that one that we saw was potentially one of 16.
It looked like one of the 16. I was going purely on a few
Wow.
sort of visual cues, and the reason I should probably get out more. But yes, I think they were. I think
I
they.
don't. Was the guy who was with it even there? Because it was still parked in the same place when we left, hours and hours later. So,
My theory on that is that he turned up early so that he could look at the other Japanese cars, but get away early so that he could leave his car without being utterly quizzed about it.
oh, just descended upon, and he probably didn't want that.
No,
Yeah,
and that's why it was there right at the end as well.
yeah, because it hadn't moved. It was still sat there on its own when we left.
That's
So,
right. Yeah.
yeah, yeah. Well, he obviously just parked it and cleared off somewhere, hadn't he? So,
Yeah.
yeah.
There's some amusing things regarding the name of it being the 22B. It there's the obvious one is the standard engine in other STIs and WRXs and all that caper were all 2 litre, but this
Mm,
one's 2.2. So you've got the 22B, so 2.2 boxer.
mm,
It's fairly straightforward.
yeah.
But um, you'll recall from the rallying days, that being sort of mid to late 90s, fag sponsorship was still a thing.
It
Uh,
was, yes,
they,
before it was banned. Yeah.
yeah, and they were sponsored by the British American Tobacco Company in general, but they specifically used the 555 brand.
Mm.
And you'll like this being slightly geeky and cody. The 22B in hexadecimal is 555.
Oh, perfect.
There you go.
Very good. Yeah, that's incredibly geeky.
But I don't know if that's just a coincidence or what, but it's a
Oh, wow.
happy coincidence if it is.
Yeah, absolutely. You'll probably never find out. But
But there we go. So yeah, but
excellent.
yeah, let's try not to get too bogged down. I got all excited about one car in the corner of the car park.
You have. There were other things there, but
There were
yes.
other things. Considering it was the Japanese sort of theme, there was another car park which also had lots of Japanese treats in it, and I don't know why they didn't park in the other bit.
Yeah, that was odd, wasn't it? Yeah.
Because we had some stray Sylvias over there, Evos, uh,
Yeah.
Supra. Oh, and we had the glorious NSX, didn't we?
We did have a yes in yellow. Yes.
Oh,
Lovely
colour for
NSX. Yeah, yeah. That was very tidy.
that. Yes,
Yes.
absolute filth. Um, but yeah, there were some other treats in that car park. All the things turned up, didn't they?
Yeah, the variety was incredible.
Mm.
Yeah, absolutely incredible. We had, yeah, you name your brand, and there was something there representing it. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
it was a good car park.
quite
Yes,
the eclectic mix, wasn't it?
yes, indeed, there are a few highlights in there.
Mm.
Um,
Yeah, we had
yeah,
that nice DB6 that we thought we'd potentially seen before.
I think we've seen that one before.
I'm
Yes, in fact,
sure.
I'm almost certain we have.
Oh, you said you
Um,
took a picture, didn't you? So we
yeah,
could cross-reference.
I'm just looking actually, because I've got the pictures in front of me.
Splendid.
Let's see here.
You can have a couple
Um,
of that. We did in the car park. They had a very new Taycan. It was a turbo, as we discovered.
it was,
Old
and
Sprite.
driving past was a Gran Turismo, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was. Oh, actually, no, it had the plasticky bits. It was a Cross Turismo.
Oh, Cross Turismo. Sorry, yes, it
Yeah,
did have the
yeah.
plastic bits. Yes,
So yeah, but it was in that stunning green. I forget what they call it, but what a
yeah.
thing. But
What a thing!
what was amusing about that is you said, because I was gushing over the 22B at the time, and you said to me, "Did you see the Taycan?" And And I commented and went, I said, "Amusingly, I heard it."
Yes.
The noise, while not loud, it did stand out, actually.
The silent car you heard.
Yes,
Yes.
yes, that was a bit odd. And while we're on daft things, while gushing over Japanese things, there was an 80s 300 ZX,
Oh, there was.
which
Yeah, there was.
really nice thing. I haven't seen one
Yeah.
of those since I was a very small person.
No, indeed.
Um,
Well, they're very rare, aren't they?
they are, and I was grabbing some photos of it, and I got too into my angles for my photo, and it was like I said to you, it was a good job there was a gate behind me because I leant back and I reached my tipping point.
You unbalanced yourself,
I
sir.
did.
Yeah.
Yep, I did.
Yes, you did.
It's a good job no one was stood near me to watch it unfold because I just sort of said to myself, "I've gone."
Yeah, that's it. I'm going. This is irretrievable.
Yeah,
Yes.
I'm in the gate.
Yes. Idiot.
Yeah, can't be helped.
But
Unfortunately,
yeah, there was.
I didn't go mid photograph because that would have made for quite the
I you could have got anything then.
yeah.
Yeah, true. Yes, been
Sound
accused of all sorts.
Yep, all gone.
But
Yeah, yeah.
yes, it
How did
was
you get
a
on?
very tasty Mark One Escort that I rather enjoyed.
Oh, that was
Um,
lovely.
that was lovely to see, and it was just a little bit rough around the edges, like it was being used.
Yeah, that looked like someone was just hammering that on a daily basis.
Yeah, almost looked like it was being dailied. Yeah,
There
that
was
was
the
really nice.
E28 5 Series.
E28 5 series. There was X 308 XJR. That
Oh, that burbled past us, didn't it?
oh, it did that gets me going. That does.
Yeah,
That's a bit of me. That is.
you had a nasty bit of car horn there.
Yeah.
Dirty.
Dirty. There was bizarrely an X-type estate in there as well, which I thought was a little bit surprising. But
Yeah, well, I mean, we did comment and thought he probably broke down there last week and they hadn't moved
it's
it yet. How did you get on cross-referencing your DB6 there?
oh yeah, it is the same one. Yes,
Okay, yeah, that
it
makes
is
sense.
the same one. Yeah.
Considering the last place we saw it probably isn't that far away from where we saw it.
Well, quite. Yeah, exactly. I'm not quite sure, but as the crow flies, it's probably in the ballpark, isn't it? So
Yeah,
yeah,
it was
it's the same. It's the same car. Yeah, I
it's
mean
the
there
same
won't be
car.
that many of them around, to be fair.
No, they're not. They're not on every corner, are they?
And both times we've seen it in the rain.
Hmm.
Strangely.
We'll blame him then.
Yeah, I think so.
Yep, class.
Yes, there was a bit of that. There was a very nice Mark One MR2, just to take it back to the Japanese stuff.
Oh yeah, that was nice.
That was nice. I particularly like those.
Very tight.
And yeah, hot focuses as far as the eye could see.
Yeah, there was as we recall, there was the pink Focus RS.
Oh yeah, there was, wasn't there? Yes, that was an interesting choice.
That was
Yes,
a very interesting choice because that was the Mark One Focus RS as
it
well.
was. Yes, it was the original. Yeah,
So that had been made pink, and it was on proper Oz racing wheels as well.
yeah, it was. Yeah, it was. That was
Yeah, I mean,
there were some bold choices have been made there.
one of his wheels is worth more than my entire car.
Yes, one of his wheels is probably worth more than his entire car. To be fair.
What else did we have in that car park? There was there was a 205 GTI next to a Renault 5 GT Turbo.
Oh, there was. Yeah, well, that was lovely. Yeah.
That takes you back to childhood in one go.
Yeah, it does, doesn't it? As did the that blue Dolly Sprint that we saw.
Oh yeah,
Yes.
really nice.
Yes.
Really nice. I was, yeah, most impressed with that.
Yeah.
There was, for comedy value, next to what appeared to be the UK branch of the Nissan Figaro Owners Club.
They were all lined up, weren't there?
They
There's
were all
about
there.
8 of them. Yes.
And I decided to get a photograph of the car park next to them just for a bit of oddness. Um, Line of Figaros, Noble M12.
There you go.
It's-
Like you said at the time, I think that's probably the first time those cars have ever been next to each other.
That's it. I think I don't know. I mean, I don't want a Figaro, but I
No.
appreciate a Figaro.
I do because they are actually exquisite things. If you look at the detailing in those, they are incredible because it was all bespoke
Oh, yeah.
for that. I know it's based on the Micra, but all the switch gear and everything, it was made for that car. And it's
Oh, yeah.
all metal and there's knurling everywhere and yeah,
It's just a swanky
it's
interior for
it really is. And you commented on the seats. They look like they're out of a Jag. They're enormous for the size of the car.
quite plush, weren't they?
Yeah, it's a comfy place to be. I wouldn't want one either, but I sort of get it.
Whereas, I tell you what, the slightly more modern equivalent, which I do have a slight hankering for, actually. I don't know if I'd ever um, go through with it.
Go pay money for one.
But I mean, it depends on the day, I suppose. But the cube,
Yeah, there were a few there, weren't there? A couple of them have been pimpled a bit, but
they yeah, a little bit pimped, but they weren't the original. They weren't first generation cube.
no.
Um, which is if I were going to go cube, I would have a first generation.
Yeah, they're very, very rare.
They are.
You never see a first gen one.
I mean, they're not. I mean, I know prices of everything in general's gone up, but they're not
Hmm.
obscenely priced.
No, they're not. Again, I don't think I'd want one, but I do sort of get it.
The want is slightly stronger with those, but like I said, I don't know
Yeah,
if it's ever enough to actually sort of go for it. But
actually part with money for one, but yes.
because actually, the other day I was thinking the reason the cubes popped into my head the other day again. I tell you what, that could be a sort of a weird solution to the does Kaylee need a van problem?
Oh, well, now, yes. I mean, it's
Because
not electric, but although
but
it
it
sort of looks like it should be.
yeah, it does look like it should be, but it's one of those ones I think I could easily sell to Kaylee again. Yes, you should have one of these, and then
Yeah, you
some
probably
quirky
could.
Japanese in the fleet. I'd be well happy with that.
You probably could. Yes, you would. Yes.
That wouldn't be a tough sell, I don't think.
No, you could.
Mm,
Yeah, you might better make that fly.
yeah, so I don't know. I might throw it out there and
Yeah, chuck
report
it out
back.
there,
See,
see what happens.
yeah,
Yeah,
see what's what. But yes, we digress.
we do. The other thing that was, and I don't know how it got there, but I was mysteriously drawn to it.
Hmm.
Right in the middle of the Japanese section was that Kia Stinger.
Mm. You go. Oh, you've paid for the paddock parking, and no one's told you your car's from Korea.
It's yeah, you got the wrong. But nevertheless, it shouldn't have been there. But
Good looking thing.
they are good. Yeah, and again, you never see them.
No, no, I genuinely don't think I've ever seen one. I've
No,
seen
I'm not sure
telly
I have.
on either Grand Tour or Top Gear or
Well, no, I
whatever.
may have seen one actually in a car park a while ago. I
No,
think I
well,
parked next to one.
no, you're way
Um,
ahead of me on that. I've
but
never
that
seen.
may only be the only two I've ever seen. And for something that was a bit of a sales flop,
Mm,
it's widely regarded as a brilliant car. I
yeah,
don't know why it didn't sell.
no, I don't. No, I know what you mean.
Yeah.
I,
I'm, yeah, I could be tempted by one of those. I think they're brilliant.
well, it's probably the brand stigma, isn't it?
I guess. Yeah, I
I would,
guess.
I would say that.
Yeah,
I would say if you're going to be spending that sort of money, majority of people are gonna go German.
they're going to want a badge, aren't they? And
Yeah,
yeah, as brilliant as it is and as good looking as it is, it still says Kia on the grill. Yeah,
but
that's the
yes,
problem, isn't
that
it?
is.
Yeah.
I need to get over that because it really is quite a good looking thing and a glorious car all the same.
Yeah. I don't know how it had managed to get into the middle of the Japanese section, but nevertheless,
Well, the high vis
there
man
it
at the gate
was.
probably didn't know his key as well
Couldn't
enough.
tell that didn't know it wasn't Japanese. Yeah, maybe
Uh,
so.
and while we're there, actually, the vehicle parked next to it
Hmm.
was a GR Yaris Rally. So the
It
slightly
was,
newer
yeah.
edition. It had been it's been had something done to it color wise, hadn't it? It had a bit of It was kind of bluey, purpley, pearlescent type
Was.
thing.
I'm just looking at a picture of it. Yeah, it was.
Quite striking. I'll give it
Yeah,
that.
it was good. It was
Hell of a
good.
looking thing. I mean, they're so purposeful when you look at them, aren't they?
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah, it's a good looking thing.
just pornography.
Yeah, it's not
That's
for
what that
film.
is. Yep.
Not
So
for film.
that's filth. We had the Mitsubishi GTO. It was badged GTO. It was a Japanese one, not a
Yes,
300 GT. Sorry,
w-
3000 GT.
we did. We did
That,
indeed.
that was quite lovely. And for the practical among us, we were witness to a very rare car in this country. There was a Stadio, wasn't there?
Yeah, there was, wasn't there?
Yeah.
Yes, there was. You're quite right. Yeah, there
What a
was.
wonderful thing.
Yeah, yeah. I'd forgotten about that. We were talking about that only a little while ago. Yeah.
Were it wasn't quite the one that we saw wasn't quite the uber fancy one that I put in my list. I
No,
honed my model down really, really narrowly there, but
you did. But the fact that there was one there at all.
this one is still quite special.
Yeah.
Yes, we'll
That
have a
was good. That was really good to see that. And much bigger than I thought.
oh yeah, 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 really practical.
Bit of an FD beast, but
Yeah,
yeah,
really.
there it was, loud and proud. Yeah.
Yep, liked a bit of that. And
Yes.
what's worth bearing in mind here as well is that all of these treats were enjoyed before we even went into the museum.
Oh, this is just wandering around the car park.
That's it.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah, and I haven't even mentioned the Mark 10 Jag.
Of course. I mean, just enormous.
How could you miss that? It was the biggest thing there.
It was
Yes,
massive, wasn't it?
absolutely colossal.
I don't
Yes.
think I've seen one of those on a road for a very long time.
No, again, Bold taking that out in the rain.
Yeah. Yeah, really bold. That was, I
Yeah.
mean, that was at the point where we decided the museum was a good idea because we were all just a bit too damp.
We are getting a bit drippy there, weren't we? Yeah,
Yeah.
needing, yeah, it was hanging off.
Yeah. Yeah. Not
Yeah,
good.
tripping over that Buick, which was probably the only larger car than the Jag Mark 10 in the car park.
Oh, no, the Dodge Ram thing.
Oh well, yeah, I think I don't know. In terms of length,
Yeah, this is true. I mean, yeah,
yeah,
the Ram pickup truck had, I mean, it had all the dimensions that were oversized, but I
he
think
did.
the particular highlight was him departing the car park and lighting the rear wheels up.
Yes.
The high vis man didn't like it, but gave
No,
everyone
he did.
a chuckle.
But everyone else did,
Yeah.
and that's what matters.
There
Yeah.
there's quite a lot of clipboard going on there, isn't there?
Yeah, there is, unfortunately. Yeah, it's a lot of people who need to chill out a little bit. Yeah.
I mean, yeah, it was only the guy on the main gate, really. Everyone else was quite pleasant,
Yes, I suppose it was. Yeah.
but he clearly relished his job there, didn't he? Um,
He was all over that. Yeah.
yes, a little too much, but yes. Well, there we go. Um, by the time we ventured indoors, though, we were spoilt, weren't we?
We were. We
Because
were.
you haven't been there in many moons,
I haven't been there since they've redone all the buildings.
right? Yes, I
So
remember you saying, yeah,
quite some time. Yeah.
because they did those quite a while back, didn't they? But probably, I'm gonna have a wild stab and say 5 years ago.
Probably at least. Obviously, nobody's been anywhere for the last 2 years, but
Yeah, that's the
um,
problem. It's very difficult to gauge these timeframes now because, I mean,
hmm.
you either class our grotty lockdowns as a blur or just a colossal amount of time, and it depends when you're trying to refer to it because oh good god, yeah, you lose all frame of reference.
Yeah, and like you say, I haven't been there for 5 years, but actually, 2 of those years you haven't been anywhere. So
Mm, no,
it's hard, as you say, it's hard to judge.
that's it. No, the furthest you went is to the garden, so you could drink beer in a different bit of your property.
Yeah, and you counted yourself lucky for that.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah. In fairness, though, when it all kicked off, we did have some quite pleasant weather.
We did have some quite pleasant weather, and I think those of us down here living in the countryside with a little bit of our own outdoor space,
Mm.
were feeling very grateful that we weren't living in an inner city flat or something like that.
Yeah, yeah, that would have really been a bit shit. No,
It really would.
I,
Yeah.
I distinctly remember one day of going. It was a weekend. I was like, right in the garden, going to read my book.
Mm.
I had a barrel of homebrewed beer Oh my goodness me! It was a situation that escalated really quickly,
I bet. Yes.
really quick. Because just when the beer is quite literally on tap,
Yeah, in your own garden.
yeah.
Yeah.
Oh dear.
Nobody to stop you, is there?
No, no. That was a slippery slope. I had to
It
put an
was.
my goodness me. Well, it wasn't gentle beer either. No.
Oh dear.
I'll tell you what, on the topic of beer, I'm gonna make a beer can noise. Hang on. There we go.
Oh, I didn't hear a thing.
Oh, good. Right. My sound suppression is better than I thought.
Yeah, I didn't hear that at all.
Hmm. Yeah,
Very
right.
good.
No need to be overly cautious. I should just chug.
No, you're all right on that. You go pop in those cans as much as you like. Yeah.
Perfect. That's the only one I've got. Um,
Dear. So
right.
yes, we trundled indoors.
We did. We hit the first room. It was a bit wasted on us, I'll be honest.
Yeah, the vintage section is not really our area, is it?
No, we enjoyed that. We wandered around, had a chocolate, and went. You look at the pedals and go, "I bet they don't do what you think they do." And
Yeah, I think most of them
lots of
don't.
lots
And
of jokes about awooga horns and yeah,
yeah, all of that.
all of
Yeah,
that.
and the man with a red flag walking in front of you and all that stuff. Yes,
Yeah. That's it.
yes.
Yeah,
All that nonsense that went on in the early days of motoring. Yes.
yes, that's it. So yeah, we looked, we chuckled. I didn't even take any photographs in that bit.
No, I didn't. We respectfully moved on.
No,
Yes.
but you say respectfully, we took the piss out of most of it and then moved on.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, there you go. You can't sugarcoat that, I'm afraid. But then we go into probably, I mean, arguably the best room in there.
Yes.
Okay,
Uh,
actually, probably the best presented room.
yeah, it's much better than it used to be.
Yeah,
Um,
very good, clever use of lighting and mirrors.
yes, it was. And
Oh,
the cars are a lot more spaced out than they used to be. You can
they are.
actually see round them now, which you didn't used to be able to.
I was just worried there again. What else do they do in a room that's well lit with mirrors?
Oh, don't go there.
Oh, Jesus.
No, it's not that sort of podcast.
I hope it's not that sort of car museum.
Ooh, mm, I
Terribly
think
sorry.
I don't want to look into that.
Terribly sorry.
Yes.
But yes, lovely, lovely red cars, like you say, well spaced, so you can actually get around them.
Yes.
And some of the stuff in there, I mean, interesting, but not going to get too excited. But then other stuff gonna have a little gush.
It's a bit of a mixed bag in there, isn't it?
Mm. And there are some cars in there that you think actually I probably wouldn't have that in red.
Yeah.
For
Yeah.
instance, I know it was a replica, but really good build of it. But the Jaguar SS
Yes. Yes.
wouldn't have that in red.
Indeed. That should be in green.
Yep. Green is the most acceptable. I mean, at a push, I'd go dark blue or silver. But I mean,
Mm,
that would be hell of a push.
yeah. But not bright red.
No.
No.
There was Guards Red Boxster, quite an early one.
Yes.
986, lovely, really
Yeah.
lovely.
Yeah.
Nice. Yeah, really good. I mean, Guards Red's probably the strongest Porsche color in the world.
Okay.
Yep. There was oh God, was it a 63 356?
Yes, there was. Yes, over in the corner. Yeah.
Which I have to say is brilliant in red, and I've got a model of it exactly like that as well.
Oh, beautiful.
Yep, a 1/18th scale, one of those. It's
Ooh.
as if it's as
Ooh.
if my model car came to life, you see.
Came
Uh,
in there it is in
but
full
we
size.
commented, didn't
Yes.
we? Say we, I did,
Yeah,
because
you did a lot. Yeah.
dirty pervert.
Yes.
The overrides off the bumper.
Yeah, gone.
God, and it's like, well, you've just left 2 holes in the bumper there. I mean,
Yeah, it was a bit maybe they were being polished or
I'm
something.
hoping that polished, refurb, anything like that, then
Mm.
take it off because they thought the styling was better, because that's nonsense.
Yeah. Mm.
So
Well, they do maintain the vehicles. They have their own workshops there, so it's entirely possible that they may
Yeah,
have been removed for rechroming or something like that. Yeah.
yeah, it's fair.
So we'll say that.
Yeah, we'll go with that. They
Yeah.
had a really quite pleasant Countach, didn't they?
Yeah, minus its drivetrain. Yes.
Yes. Yeah, that was. I mean, all gone. I mean, completely all gone.
Yeah, nothing.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. That was the body and the interior.
Yeah.
Yes, and we know how those come out now, thanks to the lovely Mr. Ian Tyrrell. Um,
Yes. Yeah. Vertic.
so vertically, yes, that's right, on
What
a
a
very big,
ball
but
ache.
yeah, that is yeah, and you need quite a lot of specialist equipment.
Yeah. So what I don't want is Harry's bill. My goodness me.
Oh
Just to
dear.
distract the bloody thing before you've even done any work.
I know he's had to hire in special equipment to get it out, and then it's the engine and gearbox combo are dangling above it. I
Oh,
mean, oh
I mean,
dear.
you just spunked all your money on labour at that point. You went,
Yeah,
it's out now, but I've run out of funds. Can't fix
yeah.
it.
Can't fix it. Can't put it back in. No.
But yes, this Countach was in a similar state. It was,
Was. Yeah.
yeah, very much lacking.
Mm. Yeah.
Um,
You spotted the lack of a stick, and then we looked through the vents, and oh, there's nothing.
well, that's it, because you immediately go, well, if it doesn't have a stick, it doesn't have a gearbox because they are
Yes,
one. You can't
it's all one.
separate
Yes,
them.
and then we realised no engine either. So yeah.
Well, we should have known that actually, because Mr. Tyrrell said, "Oh, we can't just take the gearbox out; the whole thing
Course,
come
it
out."
all comes out in one go. Yeah, you've got no choice.
Mm.
Yeah,
So, yeah, I'm assuming somewhere in their workshop is a colossal Lamborghini engine just kicking about.
just being fettled. Yeah, I guess so.
Yes. So that was.
But it's one of those cars where even the slightest little thing needs doing on it, out it comes.
Yeah, I mean, well, if it's out, you might as well just get it all done now, wouldn't you?
Yeah,
And you would have thought, I think that the Haynes collection, they probably generated enough funds to be able to sort of look after itself, wouldn't they?
oh, I'd hope so.
Mm.
Yes, I'd hope so. But yeah, so that was sat there.
Mm. Another one from the Purvey collection, the Gordon Keeble.
Yes, that was just next to it, in fact, wasn't it? Yes, that
Yeah,
was
really,
very nice. Yes,
all of the rarity in one place there.
yes.
We just because I knew it was low numbers and I was speculating just over 100, but no, we read the Gumpf and they said they're 90.
90, one of which is currently with electric classic cars in Wales being fitted with a Tesla drivetrain.
Which is interesting because we discussed it at the time, going, "Oh, is that
Mm.
wrong?" And go, actually, it's probably not because the engines in those were fairly generic Chevys.
Well, that's the thing, isn't it? That car was not about its engine.
No, that
So I
was about
think
everything
that's
else.
okay.
Unlike
Um,
when the internet broke a little while back with the Testarossa.
that divides opinion a little more. Yes.
Yes,
Yes.
that really kicked off.
Yeah, it did when he did a Tesla conversion of that. Yeah.
Which I mean,
Um,
I don't know where to fall on that one because it's tricky, isn't it?
it's tricky because that car is all about its engine.
I mean, it's
Um,
all like you said, all engine. The name of the car directly
yeah.
relates to the engine. Testarossa
But
basically just means redhead, and that's what the
yes,
heads were.
but he's not doing cars on spec. He's converting cars for their owners.
Yeah, quite.
So
Yeah, yes. It's not him doing it on a whim or anything like you say.
no,
It's
somebody has brought him their Testarossa and said, put a Tesla battery and motors in it.
which
Um,
I struggle.
so
That's the bit where
yeah,
I struggle. Just go, well, yeah, all right. It's owner's discretion. That's his car or her car.
it's their car. It's up to them if they want to do that with it.
But it's probably. I mean, I've heard a few of them, and that flat 12 is wonderful.
Yeah.
Uh,
I mean, the engine itself will probably go on to keep another one going. Um,
Or, I mean, depending. Uh, I'm assuming they'll do it the conversion so that I mean, it's, well, maybe not, but if possible, retrofittable.
it Depends on what the owner wants. They can do, but it is a lot more work,
Oh, this
and
one's
therefore a lot more
very
expensive. So it's up to the owner if they want it reversible or not.
mm,
Um, I don't. They're not into slicing these cars about, for the sake of it. But it's easier if you can drill holes where you need them,
mm,
rather than having to use mounts that are already there. So I think it's up to the owner if they want to spend the extra to have it reversible, then
mm.
they can do. If they're not fussed and they're saying, "Well, I'm never going to put this back to petrol," then it's less reversible.
Yes. No, I
So
don't
it
know.
varies. I don't know about that one, but
Yeah, I did, but it's a struggle, isn't it? That one. I'm glad I'm
it
not
is
making a
difficult.
decision on that.
Yeah. No, we'll probably never have to make that decision, so that's fine. But
Yeah,
yeah, I know what you mean.
yeah,
Um,
that's a difficult one. But yes, but the Gordon Keeble, I think that's like we said, prime example
yeah,
for
because the engine is nothing special in that.
no,
Um,
you could go and get one of those tomorrow.
yeah, no bother at all. So yeah, electrifying that makes a lot more sense.
That's
But
it. Yeah. Um, just around the corner from that is I I spent a lot of time staring. Um,
oh,
the
you did.
yeah
Yes, you did. Yes.
the the 1973 911 Carrera RS
Yeah.
2.7
Yeah.
touring,
Mm.
the thinking man's choice. Not only have you got the pinnacle of 911s, but you've gone, I'm going to daily this, so I'll have the touring pack, please.
Yeah.
I mean, they didn't daily; it's parked in a museum, but
Yes.
what a thing!
A lot of them, though, got quite high mileage on them for what they are.
This is true.
So yeah, some of them have been used. Yeah, that one's always been there.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah. It's not the first time I've seen it, but it's just it never goes away. How much that is a bit of a shock. Just going, this is probably the best version of the best 911.
yeah,
And
that's the one, and there it is, sat in front of you. Yeah,
yes,
yes,
and that really it's not vivid yellow, but it's glorious, isn't it?
yeah. It is quite a nice yellow. Yeah, 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 yeah. I don't dislike that one. It's always stuck out, that one there.
Um,
Um,
but at the time, having looked it up, that really hasn't moved.
no,
Uh, for instance,
it's in a different room.
yeah, it's moved within the building, but it's not moved
Yes.
outside of the building in the sense of if you look it up on any of the government websites, there is you can look up MOT history of cars,
Yes.
but obviously it only goes back so far,
Yeah.
and it has none. Um,
Okay, so that's not been on the road in a very long time.
very tut tut, I'm afraid it's not declared a SORN.
Mind you, oh, is it not?
It's not. It's
Oh,
listed as untaxed. The tax is due the 1st of April, 1980.
how have they got away with that?
Very naughty.
Unless they can say it's in a museum or something. Or unless they've somehow declared it as gone and it will never be back on the road. Don't
Mm,
know. Well,
no,
no,
'cause
because then it wouldn't be in the database,
no,
would it? So
shut up. No, no, that's just an oversight. I mean, we could dob them in at this point, couldn't we?
the tax is massively overdue by
Yeah.
several decades.
So, just to make it easier, save me dobbing them in. If they just hand it over to me, I'll sawn it.
You'll take care of that
Yeah.
because otherwise, I mean, they're into that for thousands of pounds worth of tax now at this point.
Oh dear.
Oh, that's
Military
naughty, that.
dobbing with
But
shit.
whilst, because we should mention our good friend Phil came with us, and oh, in fact, took us there, and
He did.
he while you were over in the corner getting all unnecessary over the Porsche,
Quite
um,
sorry,
he
I'll
was he was commenting that several of the cars in that area where we were, including the Citroen SM.
Mhm.
and the Rolls Royce that was there. The Oh, it was a Rolls Royce and a Bentley, I think, in that.
There was the Bentley Continental, drop head, wasn't it, that was
That's
next
right.
to yeah.
That's right. Yeah, Rolls Royce Corniche with a different grille. And he was commenting how old some of the tires were on those cars, indicating that they've not moved in a very long time.
Oh, yeah, you wouldn't wanna be throwing those around the track.
No.
No.
Well, certainly not the SM. I mean, that'll corner on its door handles.
Yes, I'll pass on that because, I mean, if you go cornering hard in that, you do that a few too many corners, you're gonna be puking.
Yeah, you are. It's going to be nasty, that.
Oh, yeah,
Yeah.
close it down.
Oh, yeah.
But, yeah, the SM, lovely.
Yeah.
Then we entered a bit of nostalgia area, wasn't it?
Yeah, I
Very
suppose it was. Yeah.
few old Vauxhalls, some old Leyland stuff, all
Yeah.
sorts of treats.
Ford Anglia. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, inevitable Harry Potter reference.
Harry Potter, sadly, yes.
Yes,
It
yes.
did exist for a long time before Harry Potter came along, thank you.
Well,
Yes.
until Harry and his other wand-waving ginger friend got in it. It was the
Ooh.
forgotten car. That's yes, there we
It
go.
was, although incredibly good selling car in its day.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, yeah.
Very much, you might say, the Mark One Focus of its day. I mean, the design of it was very bold.
It was quite radical for its time, but yeah,
Yeah, it
for
was.
everyone now. I mean, I don't mind a bit of Harry Potter. So, more in
Hmm.
book form. Um,
Yeah.
uh, but oh dear.
Can we
Yeah,
just stop mentioning it every time we see an Anglia, please?
that's the problem. Harry Potter has become a bit like the Princess Anne reference to the scimitar.
Yes. Yes, it has, I'm
Yeah,
afraid.
uh,
There are just certain cars that become so synonymous with something like that, and they just can never be anything else, and it's a
can't
bit of a
shake
shame.
it loose. Yes.
Yeah, it's a bit of
Yeah.
a shame, that.
Yeah.
But,
Well,
yes, all the nostalgia in that room, yes.
bit of nostalgia, a bit of a podcast nod in there, wasn't there? Was the Nash Metropolitan?
Oh, yes, we've covered that before, amongst a
Yes.
great deal of laughter, yes.
Yeah. Cheeky bit of matching caravan and doing many poos in a cupboard.
There
Um,
you go.
the the two-door Allegro.
Oh, we spent a bit too long looking at that, didn't we? Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, that was in proper bile green, wasn't it?
Oh, it's horrible, but
I mean, full 70s all in one hit, wasn't it?
oh, yeah, green interior as well.
Oh, yeah,
It was all there.
that was it. We commented you didn't know where the exterior ended and the interior
The
began.
interior began, yes.
Oh, wow.
Oh, full square steering wheel, all
Yep.
going on.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh,
38,000 miles, I seem to remember on that particular example.
oh, yeah,
So
it was
it's been
used.
used.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
fair play, fair play.
Yeah.
Um, as we migrated through, we got into a slightly more expensive room.
Just a little bit.
Yeah,
Hmm.
some few Ferrari-based treats.
Yes.
400i.
Yes.
Not for everyone, I'll be honest.
No, I quite like it though.
Yeah, I think time is being friendly to it,
I
actually.
like it. Yeah. I've got a bit of a soft spot for that.
And then, dare I say it, in there was possibly, I mean, I'm not going to be as bold as to say the best four-seat Ferrari. In my opinion, it is, but I think that's very much my heart driving me. But the 456,
Mm. Yeah.
stunning looking thing.
Yeah.
It was stunning at the time, and it's still stunning now.
It's aged very nicely, that one, I think. Yes.
And you got to think that was sort of early to mid 90s when that came out,
Yeah.
and that was a massive GT cruiser of a car.
Yeah.
Had its own fitted luggage. I mean, it's quite a cavernous thing for a Ferrari.
For a four-seat Ferrari, yeah.
You could I mean, it was just a couple of miles an hour short of a 200-mile-an-hour car.
Yeah.
You think that's hell of a cruiser. That's
That's a
right.
proper GT car, that, isn't it?
It's
Yeah.
that was a bit of me, that. And I loved
Mm.
it when it was released, that dark blue. They didn't go red
Yeah.
on that because it doesn't suit red.
The four-seat Ferraris are often not released in red.
That's right, because you think the Oh God, 612
Yes,
Scaglietti.
Scaglietti.
Awful
Yeah, that was
red. Awful.
yeah, but brilliant in that sort of mid-metallic blue that they did it in.
Very similar to the 456 color, but I've seen a few of them in like gunmetal grey and stuff like that.
Oh,
Your
yes,
average car,
yes.
you'd say that's just a bit of a toss color, but you pop one of those in it, away you go.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
a bit cleverer with that.
Oh, yeah.
Yes, yeah.
Yeah, yeah. So that was good. 250 GT.
250 there in the middle. Yeah.
Worth noting, not the California, so it's not. I mean, while expensive, not utterly ruinous.
Not ridiculously. Well, it is ridiculously
Yeah, of
expensive,
course.
but yes.
But, full Magnum PI 308.
Oh, yeah, got to do that. Yeah,
Yeah.
he's converted two of those to electric. Um,
Yeah, I can see that.
yeah,
I'm not going to
yeah.
get precious about that because
No.
I
Well,
mean,
one of them that he'd done, the guy had bought it with a knackered engine.
oh, okay. Well, yeah, that will happen.
So yeah. So he took it to him and said, "Well, look, mechanically it's stuffed anyway. So
Right.
yeah, get Tesla it up."
Yeah, that seems fair.
Yeah,
Yeah, because it was. I mean, they just were a bit crap, weren't they?
yeah, they're not the best.
Uh,
Not the best. I
no.
like how they look, though. I do like how they look.
Yeah, the styling's fantastic, and we've said this before. If you can get yourself like an early one, uh, oh my goodness me, here comes the brain. Fiberglass one. That's the felt.
Yeah, yeah,
That's yeah,
lovely.
yeah. We'll have a bit of that.
Yes, I think so.
Um, where did we go from there? Ah, there was a bit
Oh,
of an American theme, wasn't there?
oh yes, so there was.
Well,
Yes,
that
yes. I'm trying to remember what order the rooms came in, but yes.
because we had some Duesenbergs and
Oh,
Albans.
we love the Duesenbergs. We love the Duesenbergs. Yes.
So that was, yeah, they were quite pleasant, weren't they?
Yeah, magnificent.
I mean,
Yeah, they're
enormous.
just vast. Absolutely. But exquisite things.
Oh yeah, I mean, ridiculous, weren't they?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Absolutely. Absolutely. And the hood ornament that could perform surgery if you happen to get in front of it.
Oh yeah, we spotted that of Ghost going, oh, that's just a death thing.
It's just it just is.
Go
Yeah.
kill you.
Oh, they're all yeah. It'll do some serious damage, that.
But yeah, I mean, impressive. I mean,
It's
stunning
it's
looking.
basically you're driving around with a spike on the front of it.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, it was lethal.
Absolutely. It almost looked like it had been sharpened.
Yeah, yeah. You don't want that, do you?
But
I mean, it,
absolutely glorious things.
I mean, it was polished within an inch of its life as well, which I quite liked.
Oh, absolutely.
Um,
Absolutely. Those huge wire wheels and the white wall tires. I mean, it's all there, isn't it?
yeah, yeah. I really liked that.
Mm.
There were all sorts of other American things in there, weren't there? We had,
We
oh,
had a cord.
yeah, yeah, that was in there. I do recall. We had
Yeah.
a Camaro Chargers,
Camaro, Charger, Corvette.
various Corvettes actually, because there was
Yeah.
C1, 2, and 3, was there? I can't.
And three, I think. Yes.
Yeah, there was. Yeah, I fired up the photos to remind me on that one. Yeah, they're
Yes.
really quite impressive. And then in the corner, just for you, your happy place, wasn't it?
There was Happy Place in the corner. It's like they designed a corner of the museum just for me.
And they weren't wrong, were they? Lovely.
Oh, I could have spent quite a bit time there. Yes, we had the World War II Willys Jeep, which I
Mhm.
have a real soft spot for, which I know is surprising because it's not my sort of thing, you would think, but oh, it absolutely is my sort of thing.
Yeah, you've mentioned it a few times. That is a bit of
Oh,
you.
love the Willys Jeep,
Mm.
and that one is in really good nick. And then right next to it, the DeLorean.
And again, really good state of repair, actually.
Yeah, much better than it used to be. That's been rebrushed, I think, because the panels were looking spot on.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah, really nice. Yeah, they
Really nice that. They've made a nice feature out of that. They got a video and some posters explaining a little bit of the history of it. And yeah,
yeah. Yeah, it was, really well cared for, that one, I'd say.
yeah, it
Really
is. It's very original, that one. It's on its original ride height. It looks like the original dash and everything is still in it.
Ooh.
Yeah, it's in really good nick, that one.
Yeah, we were all pleased to see that. I mean, you the most, but really, yeah, I mean, like you say, well presented in general
Mm.
in terms of, like you say, museum.
And
It's
they'd done a little bit of effort with the Jeep as well, because they'd sort of made up some like barbed wire
oh
things next to me. Yeah, a little bit of a World War II stuff going on. They got some sandbags and some jerry cans and things with it. So
yeah,
yeah,
fairly standard
looking
paraffin.
really sharp. Yeah,
Yeah,
fairly standard World War II paraphernalia. Yeah.
yeah, that's it. You had your corner. I had my own room in that bit, didn't I? You didn't even
Well,
you didn't even bother going in it.
that one. Yeah, just walked straight past that.
Yeah, you walked
Yes,
straight past it. I'm sorry, but I'm gonna have to bring it up. Uh,
I know.
not to tell you that you'd gone wrong or anything. I know it's not your thing, but there was the Williams room
Mm.
with, I mean, just some dirty little things in there. We had, what did we have? We had the FW14 1991 Mansell's car.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, you remember him? He's got a tash. Um,
Yeah. He was. Yeah. Someone. Yeah.
yeah, yeah.
Drove something, didn't he? Yeah.
Oh, he drove many things, didn't he? He's all over that.
Mm.
There was FW. Oh God, it was a 17. I'm sure it was a 17. I think 1995 car. Damon Hills.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah. Well, that's a couple of the big names covered.
Yeah, yeah, you know who he is as well.
I do.
What else did we have in there? There was 2001 would be. Oh my God, I'm testing my brain cells. FW23 Juan Pablo Montoya's. I'm
You
sure
say
you.
so?
Yep. That was the BMW era. 2001 was the big deal of getting Montoya over from America to race in Formula One.
Okay.
You take my word for that.
Yeah.
Um, there was Nico Rosberg's FW28, which was not the most competitive car in the world, if I'm honest, but it looked nice. And
Yeah.
then
Well, fair
a
enough.
car that actually, you could argue, punched above its weight, even though it was a little bit shit. The
Oh,
FW38 from 2016, from the almost current hybrid era. There's the word.
era. There you go. Yeah.
But it's that one that everyone's got a soft spot for because it was in Martini livery. All done there.
Oh, well, there you go. Yeah. Fair enough.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Everyone's
Yeah.
got a bit of a soft spot for that. Even if
Yes.
you don't like
It's.
racing cars, if you see something that looks good and go, I like it when it's got that color.
Yeah. No, that's fair enough. That does work. That livery does work very well.
Yeah. So yeah, well, that even you could appreciate that, even though you didn't go in there. But I took some photos, so
I did. Well, I'd seen the DeLorean and the Jeep. I had to just keep walking. I
yeah,
couldn't.
you
The legs wouldn't let me turn.
yeah, it's all right. I photographed everything, and all of this. Once I've prepped these photos, I will put them all online because
Oh, wang them up there. Yeah.
yeah, they'll go up in some dribs and drabs. There's a lot of toss where I've, well, as we discussed, fallen over into a gate or like true granddad style, bent down to take a photo and then can't get up again. It, all of that.
All of that. A lot of that going on. Yes.
Oh yeah. Now, now,
Now then
yeah,
now, guys, look, listen, guys.
yeah. That it was the British room next.
It was, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Oh, there was some treats in there.
Yes. And just to sort of summarize in there, there's we got Jag, Lotus, Aston being the basics in that particular room. There was a Jensen corner as well. Actually, I'll do it a
There
disservice.
was a Jensen, yes,
Yeah.
indeed.
Uh,
But yes, our focus was drawn to some specifics in that room. Yes.
yes, because it's got the best of all the supercars, and that's not open for discussion. Um, XJ220. I've known they've had one. It's never been there when I've been there.
It's always been there when I've been there. Yes, this was your first sighting of it, wasn't it? And you stuck your head right in there.
Yeah, I was all over that. Yep.
Yes.
Yep. And then Phil speculated, as I recall, going, "How did this? I don't even understand how this even came about. This will be some weirdo sketching it on his own." I went, "Well, I think you're fine.
You
Don't
were
start.
able
Don't
you were
start."
able to furnish the story there, weren't you? Yes.
Yes, I think he walked off once I started. I thought,
Yeah, he did. Yeah.
he's far too astute to sit there and listen to me dribble on about a car that he's not that fussed about.
Oh, yeah. He won't get into that. No,
No,
no, no.
that's fine. No, each to their own. But I mean, I'll wait until he's sort of cornered, then I'll do it. Um,
Oh, yeah. You need a captive audience for that sort of thing.
oh yeah.
Yes. Oh, yes.
The Esprit that we've mentioned
Yes.
in quite great detail before actually is still there.
He's still there. The 81 Turbo Esprit. Yeah.
Yep, and it's very much John Player special color scheme, black
Yeah.
and gold, even though there is actually no reference to John Player on there at all. But
There isn't. It is the John Player colours. It's not strictly speaking the John Player livery.
yes, and I think that's been traded off for, I mean, decades to come. There was
Oh,
that
yeah.
resurgence of the Lotus name in Formula One in sort of, oh, blimey, it would have been 2010-ish.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was quite literally just a name, and actually, if you scratch beneath the surface, it's just a Renault, really. But yeah, they had black and gold, and like
They
you read
did.
Lotus on it and go, "It's not though, is it?" Um,
No.
no, we had a very early Series One Elise,
We
gorgeous.
did. Yes.
There was an
There-
Elan. I'm not sure. It wasn't an S1. I think it was. I think S3. I think from this.
yeah, there
Sorry.
was. There was also a Europa there, which is
Oh yeah,
incredibly rare.
yeah. You don't see those very often.
No, you really don't.
Yeah. So no, that we can pop some of this up because I got some good shots in this particular
Mm,
dirty vehicles.
the
Uh,
dirty room.
yeah.
Yes.
Various Jags. We had XK8s, E types,
It was an
X.
XKR, actually.
Oh, it was, wasn't it?
It
Yes.
was. It was an R convertible. Yes.
Lovely. We
Yeah.
had, I think it was an XK 120 and a 150.
121 50 and a Mark II.
There was a Mark II, and I think after we saw one outside, there was another. Oh God, what was it? Mark
Mark
10.
10?
Yeah,
Mark 10.
Mark 10.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
there was
No,
another one.
massive. Yes.
Yeah, I'm surprised that didn't need its own room.
Yes, indeed.
Um,
Interestingly, there was a couple, in fact, there was a few things I've noticed that used to be there that now aren't.
hmm,
Because they used to have an XJS convertible,
interesting.
V12, which was not there. Um, and I think they used to have an S type as well, an original S type. And I didn't see that anywhere either.
Oh, you see, I'd have to delve into a previous visit's photographs to find that. I
You
think.
do that. There were also some Mercedes that weren't there. They used to have Steven Spielberg's SL. Um,
Yeah, that's quite
that wasn't
specific.
there. They used to have a 450 SEL as well, and that wasn't there.
Hmm.
So I've
Oh,
just
yeah.
been comparing to some earlier photographs, and there's a few things dotted around. There was a Bentley Arnage the last time I went there, a turbo R, I think,
Right. Okay.
and that wasn't there either.
Yeah. Right.
So,
I'll have to go
but of
rub.
course, not all the cars belong to the museum. So
No, no, quite. So yeah, it's entirely possible that these cars will have vacated
they will have gone
because
back to their owners.
yeah,
Yeah,
they might actually want to use them. Crazy.
yeah, crazy fools.
Um.
Yes.
Then there was a particular highlight for you and I in that room.
There's a car that we both covet there, isn't there?
Yeah.
Yes, we
Yeah.
both agree is a little spot of wonderfulness. Yes,
Yes, they had an absolutely lovely it was a 67 DBS.
lovely.
Yes.
Yes, on the wire wheels.
Oh, yeah. So,
Oh yeah,
and we immediately realized it was a 6, not an 8 as well.
yeah. You can tell from the badging that it's not the V8, but that's fine.
Yeah,
Um,
I really like the color as well, actually. I quite like that.
so
I think,
really nice color with a cream interior.
I mean,
Um,
a burgundy and a cream. Oh, filthy.
oh, dirty.
Yep, yep,
Yes.
we'll have a bit of that, and, yeah, we poured over that. There was a shell next to it of a DB4 that's in some sort of various stage of resurrection.
Yeah, there was. Yeah.
And
Um,
on the other side of it, a Lagonda. Good heavens.
Good heavens, what a thing.
All of the
Yes.
80s in one go, it was white as well.
It just is 80s, isn't it? I have to say, I really, really like it.
Oh,
I
yeah.
always have.
It's even I mean, it's one of those things, these days, people go, "Yeah, I like that," but, I mean, in days gone by, people have struggled, but it's really come into its own, I think.
I think it has. I mean, it's total rubbish.
Oh,
You'd never want to own one.
you don't
It
wanna
would
own
be
it,
an
it would never
absolute
work.
nightmare. It would never ever work.
Yeah.
But
Oh, I mean, complete toss.
yeah, oh, utter nonsense. But I do think it's glorious.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, 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 we'll have a bit of that.
I think that's a car that you would, in fact, you would do what they're doing with it. You would park it somewhere and you would look at it.
Yes, if you can just ogle it a bit, you're fine.
It's far better as a piece of art than it ever has been as a car.
Yeah.
You'd never want to. In fact, I would suggest bolting it down because then there's no chance of ever thinking, do you know, I'm going to take that for a drive.
Yeah, quite. Yeah, yeah, it's just silliness. It's a thing to look at and nothing else.
Yes.
No.
Don't ever, ever try and move it.
Mm, no, that's it. So no, sod that. We then exhausted it and came to sort of what they just I think they call it the world room or something like that, where it's just everything else that they can't fit in space.
It's the room that they can't fit. They haven't managed to fit the things anywhere else. Yes,
So, I
exactly.
mean, there's a few bits and bobs in there. Fiat X19, quite an early De Tomaso Pantera, BMW
Yes, I like
210,
that. Yes, yes.
in a particular corner of the room, I really liked the Mercedes SLs.
Yes, indeed. They are nice, aren't they? They are
Yes,
nice.
it was, they had the original, I mean, not completely original, because the original was the 54s, the W198s, which are the
Yes.
300s, the really
Yep.
expensive ones, the unobtainable things. Uh, but this one was a 190 SL, the W121.
Yeah.
And if you're trying to tell the difference, just visual cues, the side vents are 300 SL and the non-side vents are 190 SL.
That's
Like,
really pervy.
sorry, I like these. Uh,
You have completely skimmed over the Rover SD1 estate.
I did skim over it. I'm skimming photos and I got really excited by the Mercedes.
Yeah, and rightly so. But a gold SD1 estate, one of two, we believe,
One or two, we believe. Yeah, two prototypes made independently of one another.
for some bizarre reason. Yes.
BL in it, or maybe not BL. I think that might have been the issue as well.
Yeah, BL asking other people to do things. Yes.
Yeah, quite. I've seen both because the other one's at Gaydon.
The other one's at Gaydon. Yeah, well, I have. The one here is a little bit rough around the edges.
So is the one in Gaydon,
Um,
if I'm really honest with
well,
you.
it's a Rover SD1, so of course it's rough around the
A
edges.
little baggy, yeah, but it's, I mean, of the SD ones, at least it's the V8 one. And you go, yeah, that's quite a thing to have as a mistake.
Oh, they should have made it. They
Mm.
should have. That would have sold.
Mm.
That absolutely would have sold. I think the back end would need a little bit more styling. It's
Oh,
very
it's not
much
wrong.
not a production car.
No, no, no. They've gone full Volvo on that and made it a box on the back.
It's just our box. It's like you got the sort of SD1 styling all the way to the back windows, and then it all just goes a bit wrong, doesn't it? It's just as you say, it just becomes a box then.
That's it. Yeah,
The
not bloody.
styling runs out as you go to the back.
That's it. Yeah, it could have been something glorious. I'm glad they didn't release it in that exact form. But
No, I
yeah,
think it needed more work, but I do think an SD1 estate was a missed opportunity.
yeah, I think so. I think I would agree on that. But
Yeah.
difficult to
However,
know.
however,
Yes, yes. Um, can I go back to my Mercedes?
yeah, go on.
Yes. So we covered the early one there, the 121. And another way of, I mean, if you're allowed to pop the bonnet on these things, the easiest way to tell is the uh, the 198. That basically the 300 had the uh, inline six, and the other one had the inline four. So there you go.
Oh, very good.
Yep.
Well, you know what you're banging on about there, don't you?
Yeah, I mean, I know all about these cars I can never even imagine to afford. Yeah.
Yeah,
Brilliant. Yeah, what
absolutely.
wonderful, useful knowledge that is.
Oh, it's cracking that. Yes.
Yeah. And next to it was the W113, the often referred to as the Pagoda.
Oh, love the pagoda.
Yeah.
That's the one I'd have.
Yeah, I think you're right because if you have the 121, you're just going to be scared of going anywhere in it.
Yeah, you are. It's too. Yeah, it's too special. You'd never be able to use it.
It is. I mean,
Um,
anything with a bloodline that you can follow to the 300 SL, the world's
yes,
first supercar, it's like,
yes.
yeah, I don't want to take that out.
And oh my word, have you seen the prices of those?
I mean, 300s, my goodness me.
Yeah, telephone numbers now.
So I have you seen one in person?
Hmm. No, no, probably. Oh, uh, no, I don't think so. No, I don't. I was thinking then, but I don't think so.
I mean, I've been lucky enough to see a couple actually, and
Oh,
they're I mean, they're tiny as well.
yeah, they're not big, not at all. No.
And you think it's perfection. It really is.
Yeah.
Yeah, stunning things, but yeah, really small.
Yeah. Oh,
Uh,
yeah, they are. Yeah, yeah.
it's one of those ones where you'd go, right, if we had a lottery win, I ordinarily would never consider Mercedes, even if work was a bit better and a bit more affluent, you'd probably go towards a Pagoda or something like that. But if it was a lottery win, you'd have a 300 SL to look at.
Oh, yeah, you would. Again, along with your Lagonda,
Mm.
it would be in a room somewhere. Yeah, that you could look at.
Unlike the Aston,
Yes.
this would actually work.
Oh, that's true. Yes, it would
Like
be probably quite reliable,
it's just
but
fear, though, isn't it?
yeah, a
Yeah.
very expensive car. Yes.
And many poos fly out if you dare to take it anywhere. My goodness me, what a
Well,
thing!
it was known as a bit of a widowmaker in its day, wasn't it?
I mean, it's just terrifyingly fast.
Yeah,
Um,
absolutely.
yeah, considering that was made, was it 54 their production run?
Oh, not a safety feature in sight. Yes.
No, and it's one that remember it's got that feature of to get in and out. It's such tight packaging. It's got you kind of unpin. It doesn't
Yeah.
steering wheel doesn't detach, but you
You
bend it.
you tilt it back, don't you? Yeah, that's right. So you can get your knees in. Yeah. You have a crash in that, you are dead.
Yeah, yeah, it's probably fine.
Yeah.
Don't worry about it. It's fine. It's going to be the least of your worries, isn't it?
Well, if you're dead, you're not worried about anything. But
Uh,
yeah,
I mean, you think though, what was that? Like I said, released in 54 and capable, I think, was it a smidge over 160 mile an hour
I
top
think
speed?
so. Something like that. Yeah.
Insane.
Was it the fastest car in the world for a little while?
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so you think you've got if you're in the 50s, or I mean, you've got this, and as we discussed in our museum, you compare it and go, right, you got your motorbike equivalent, you got your Vincent Black Shadows.
Yeah.
These two things, you got your two wheels and your four wheels, and you go, okay, how are you doing this in this era?
Yeah. Yeah. Indeed. Wasn't there the Jag XK 150 as well?
Yeah, I think it was a little later than
Was that a
that.
little bit later?
Yeah,
Yeah,
don't quote
can't
me on
quite
that.
remember.
I mean,
Yeah,
it must have been in and around there.
because that also was the fastest car in the world when it came out. It must have been a little bit faster than the Merc, but it didn't come till later on.
This is true. I'm gonna have a quick look up just to
Yeah.
tease myself here. Interesting. The XK150 was 57, but still did not top the 160-ish of the Merc.
Oh, okay. Interesting.
It was fast, but not fast enough, I'm afraid.
Okay.
Uh,
I thought the Jag was the fastest car in the world for a little while.
I
Obviously not.
I think um, I think actually you are thinking of the XK120.
Ah, maybe
The
I am.
XK120 came
Yes.
first because that was 1958,
Yes, of course. That was earlier. Yes, I think you're
uh,
right. Yeah.
and that would do big speed.
Yes. Yes.
Hence 120. It was there or thereabouts.
Yeah, of course. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. That's what I'm thinking of. Okay. Good. Cleared that up.
good. Right, there we go. And it's good because that wasn't a tenuous link. That was in the museum, as we mentioned, so that's fine.
Was. Yes.
What other treats did we have in there? There was Mrs. Haynes' smart car, I believe it was.
Oh, yes, that's right.
On a white
Yes.
plate, left-hand drive.
Very, very early.
Yeah,
Yeah.
just because. Why not? I suppose.
Just because, yeah, there was a little Isetta there.
Oh, there was, wasn't there?
A
Yeah.
little Isetta there. And
Bishop Smith as well, as I recall.
yes, that's right. Yeah, they were both there too.
Yeah, a few bits and bobs, but yeah, that was basically the end of the tour, wasn't it? About the tour. Well,
Kinda was, yeah.
yeah, it was really nice to go and have a look round.
Yeah, it was. Not been there for a long time, and there's all kinds of stuff we haven't mentioned, but there's kind of something for everybody there, isn't there?
That's what I like about it. And a
Yeah.
bit like the Breakfast Club outside. That had a bit of everything.
Yeah, it did. I was really impressed with the breadth that was there. Um,
Yeah, and
yeah.
even the weather did not dampen our spirits.
No, there we were, stood in the rain, all drippy, but we didn't care.
No, we didn't care. What was interesting is we should have mentioned, obviously, Phil drove us, and we decided to make use.
Yeah,
It was Japanese month, so
it
we'll
was.
buy the Japanese cars. We're in a
Oh yeah.
Japanese car. That's fine.
Yeah.
It's Honda CRV.
Yeah. Right in the middle of it all.
Probably fine, and it's a good job we didn't sort of follow the paperwork of the car or anything because some of those were made in Swindon. It's probably probably fine.
Probably fine. Nobody needs to know, do they?
No, it's fine. But
No.
yeah, a good day out was had. Many cars were ogled, and I will like, edit these photos. Like I said, some are utter toss, so I'm gonna skim through them and
You skim through those. If there's, I've got some as well. So if there's any where you've got gaps, I might be able to
well, what
fill
I'll do
in.
is before we present them to the internet, I will edit the ones I've got so that you only see the good ones, and I'll pop them in a cloudy place so that you can.
Excellent.
So yeah, if I
Excellent. There's one of mine I definitely want you to use because oh we are. I'll stick it
oh,
on here for you to have a
what
quick
did
look
you
at. Because not only have I captured the vehicles, I managed to capture the videos playing behind them with the logos of the vehicles as well.
is that on
So
purpose or a happy coincidence?
it was lining the photograph up with the screens in was on purpose. Capturing the logo on both screens was a happy accident.
That is impressive, actually. I like that, and you've managed to make it so that when you took your photograph, there are no other patrons of the museum in them.
Exactly. So
Very.
I'm quite particularly proud of that one.
Assuming you scared them off.
I think I just looked like a DeLorean because I a DeLorean perv because I was wearing my DeLorean Owners Club
Uh,
hoodie.
yeah,
Um,
yeah. They probably went. Oh, come on, kids, let's walk around the other way. There's a weirdo there.
Yeah. And I'm fine with that.
Yeah, it worked. You took a very good photo. We'll be using that one most definitely.
Excellent. That's my corner of the museum. That's my 2 favorite cars there.
All in one go. That's lovely. That is.
Beautiful.
You did well there. But yeah, that was a lovely day out, and we shan't leave it so long until our next one, actually. So
No, in fact, I think I'm probably going again quite soon because Sam, my little boy, would like to go. So
he quite fancies it. That's good.
yeah, he does. Yeah, so I think I might be going again fairly soon. And since you get an annual ticket, that's rather cash efficient as well.
Yeah, that's good. Yeah, it makes the entry fee that bit more tolerable, doesn't it?
Yeah, it's a little bit steep, but you do get to go back anytime you want for a whole year. So yeah.
Okay, and it's actually not that far from us, so it's not a big deal, really.
It's not. We don't have a lot of excuse for not going more often, to be honest, because it is a really good collection.
It is, and
Much better than Bewley.
yes, by a country mile. And
Yes.
if you can tie it in with one of these breakfast things, that gives you the variety of stuff outside as well before you
Yeah,
leave.
it really does. Yeah, it really does. We need to do more of those. Next time, let's actually try and work in, a breakfast.
Yeah. Yeah, that was a bit of piss poor last
A
time.
bit of an oversight, yes.
It was a bit of an oversight, but every time you sort of considered it, the catering vans the queue was enormous.
Yeah, yeah, and yeah, absolutely. Well, they're going to be, aren't they? 8 o'clock on a Saturday morning, Sunday morning, whatever it was.
Yeah, I mean, of course, we would have all thoroughly enjoyed banging in some bacon products, but yeah, I could not be asked with queuing at that particular.
I'm not queuing in the rain for it. No.
No, it's all right. We nipped round the corner. We had the glorious the diner experience. So
We did. Fantastic it was too.
and it's one of those places where any time I'm heading down the 303, if I always try and time it so I can have a meal of some point there. Just go
Yeah,
right.
it's a good one.
Cheeky breakfast, cheeky
It's a
lunch.
good one.
And by the
Yes.
end, I'll have dinner there. Sod it. Yeah.
Yeah, quite right too.
Yeah. No, yeah, there
A
you go.
fine day out, and thank you to Phil for driving us.
Yes, he did very well. And I didn't violate his car at all.
No, you didn't. He did have to open the window a few times, but I think that was more a preemptive maneuver than actually having to deal with an issue.
That was it. Yeah, and I did get chastised for being whiffy once, and he soon discovered when he opened the window it was actually coming from outside. The cheeky,
Actually, coming from a field. Yes.
absolute bastard.
Well, I think that's probably enough of that for this week. Check us out on all the various social medias and things. Thank you very much for listening.